Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Happy Hippie Literature, where I, the hippie, get to talk about books. Today we're meeting again about The Hobbit. There we go, on camera. Today we're talking about Smog, as my friendly little guy here's joined me so nicely. Smog the Terrible. Realize Smog is kind of terrible. So Smog and all the dragons in Tolkien universe. Yes, there's more dragons, but they're in the Silmarillion, so you probably haven't read about them. All the dragons have greed just for the sake of greed. They don't use the money or anything like that. There's what's called dragon sickness, which is basically succumbing to greed. One of the big points of The Hobbit is to not get dragon sickness. Bilbo has to sacrifice the Arkenstone in order to try and stop things, to prove how much he's willing to give up. Because the whole point in coming on the journey was to get the 14th share and all of that. But Smog and the other dragons, they don't care about that. They care about the gold for the sake of the gold. And they tend to get into people's heads and mess with them. And not in a good way. It's not groovy. As they do this, people get more and more sucked into the dragon sickness. And they distrust other people. So that's why it's so important that Bilbo overcomes this to not care about the gold or the hoard or even the Arkenstone and care more about the lives of his fellow beings. Well, that's it for today. Join us for another episode of Happy Hippie Literature.